Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Parental Guidance with Space Fam.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Ian. Welcome back. It took us 7 tries to do this. What's up, Tay? It's good to be back. How you feel?
Good. How do you feel?
Good. A lot of good feedback from the last episode we did about identity. One of our really shout out to Betty, aka Chammy's Art, right? Chammy's Art. Go follow her. She was so positive. She said, "Man, 30 minutes is not enough for this topic. It was so interesting. She loved it.
So supportive.
She's so supportive. Shout out to the #1 fan, Chammy's Art, aka Betty. We love you. See, we shouting you out on YouTube." Identity was a really good topic. I feel like these topics we could talk about. Like I was telling Taylor earlier when we were meeting about the podcast, is like informal meeting. Like these topics we can talk about for like hours and hours and hours. We have life experience, so to talk about in 30 minutes or so, we can go back to it. I just wanted to do variety. Let me speak correctly. I think we could just go back to it later on, and because I know after we were done, I was like, man, I didn't get to say a lot of things. Yeah, so we could definitely come back to that. But comment on the topics you haven't either heard or you want to hear again, or something that you think that is really pressing in this, age and time.
We need suggestions.
Suggestions, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got my Woo York Knicks.
Verde Nacional.
Nacional, baby. Medellin.
No, Nacional.
Well, Nacional, but Medellin. Okay. Anyway, I'm a little crusty. Sorry, guys. I hope you can't see this in camera. I'm so crusty. I'm peeling.
Yeah, from the beach.
Yep.
That's why I've been looking so dark these episodes.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
But you're darker than me, so.
True that. Ain't nothing wrong with some blackness.
Some crusty skin.
Crusty, yeah. I put lotion, but it got crusty again.
He always crusty.
So anyway, how you feeling? You alright? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. What happened? Why are you going, yeah?
Tired.
Tired of what?
School.
What else?
Boys.
They watch this. You better watch it.
He doesn't watch this. I hope he doesn't.
Oh, who's he?
Stop that.
Would you like to share to the world who it is?
Let's get in the topic.
Okay. What's the topic today is, since we're talking about parental guidance, we're talking about consequences and
getting in
trouble and discipline. How do we, as parents, discipline? How did you feel being disciplined? So let's start. Of course, we always start like back in the day when you were 2, 3, 4. When do you ever? What's your first memory of being disciplined or getting yelled at or getting screamed at or getting some type of like consequence of your poor actions?
When I wouldn't finish my food, and he would yell at me, he's like, "No, freaking kids in Africa dying, and you don't even want to finish your little waffle." And then I would have to like drink water with it so I wouldn't throw up my waffle up, so he wouldn't get mad at me. Or I would have to take the trash, like take the top of the trash out so I could put the waffle in so my dad wouldn't see it. And I remember you would get so mad at me because I would waste my food. You
know what's so funny? When I was young, I didn't like to eat either, so I would put my food in the plants, and we had real plants, so I would just put my food in the plants, and my mom would never know until she saw it one day, and I got beat up.
I would put it in like paper towels, and then I would put it in the trash.
I like it when you guys still do this because we're at a restaurant and you guys don't want to finish your food. You guys try to make it like spread it apart.
Yeah, I do that.
Or like, I'm not looking. You put it on my plate.
Because that's what I did when I was younger.
But what's funny is sometimes you gotta try to put it on my plate. Like, Dad, look, and you just put it in my plate.
Yeah, because I don't want the people to think I wasted my food.
Oh my gosh, especially buffets. You guys be going in on buffets.
Yeah,
buffets.
And then I get full, and then
you especially Caleb. Caleb's so bad. He gets like 5 plates and eats one thing off the plate. I'm like, they're gonna make us pay for that. Yeah, but eating, I remember always yelling at you guys. Maddie was the pickiest. She did not want to eat anything, and she always complained about the food. Even though her and Ava loved hot dogs and onions and rice, they would like fight for they were like, can you put ketchup on it too? Yeah, so that's one of your first memories?
Yeah, the food.
Me too.
When I was little.
Me too. When I was little, I remember my mom getting mad at me and telling me, open my mouth, she'd go like this, and she'd stick everything in, and she would give me, like, I didn't do this to you guys. She would give me like soft boiled eggs and eat a soft boiled egg is like it's kind of yolky still, even though it's a hard boiled egg. It's yolky inside. So she'd make me eat it. I'm like, yeah, just
You would make me eat the soggy waffles.
yeah. But so I was a lot meaner. You're trying to say back then, or am I still mean? No, a lot meaner.
Yeah, no, and I'm just like that.
How about your mom, man? Come on, throw your mom under the bus.
Mom? I don't remember when she was little. Maybe because I was just like
when you were little.
I would have a bad attitude, and I would just like have tantrums. But like I don't remember a specific time, just like when I'm mean to her.
Well, like now, or are you talking about when you were a kid?
Both.
Shout out to mom. Love you, babe.
Love you, mom.
So that's it. That's all you remember. Okay, so keep going on. Keep going. Let's tell the stories, and then we can talk about discipline.
When I was little, I don't remember 6, 7, maybe like.
I don't really remember you getting in trouble that much.
No, I don't remember myself getting in trouble.
The only time really is I remember I was like, I'm gonna spank you, Taylor. You're like, Dad, no.
Why was it though?
I didn't spank you, but I was like, I'm gonna spank you. You were like, Dad, no. Like you had such a, and I just could like not stop myself from smiling inside. And I'm like, of course I'm not gonna spank this beautiful kid. She's just so cute.
Why are you trying to act like that? I know you wanted to spank.
Fat and cute.
No, but why would
Nah, you're always a good kid. Like you were probably the best child.
Still am. Thank you.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight that out with your sisters, but and your brother. But yeah, you were. You like I don't remember ever you doing anything crazy.
No, that's why I don't know. Like I don't know. Only the food, and then just me having tantrums and having an attitude. Basically, like I don't.
Do you remember you even having an attitude? We talked about this in another pod about like puberty and stuff. When you had puberty pains, I call it. When you went from 12 to 13, 13 to 14, you were kind of like a little bit sassy Tay.
Really?
Yeah, super sassy Tay. And I wanted to just spank you, but do you remember ever getting spanked by me or your mom?
Yeah, I do.
What happened? What did we do?
You just spanked me.
But why?
I don't know.
I barely remember spanking you, but I don't remember a lot of things.
No, so I don't remember you guys spanking me like all the time, but I do remember. But only when I was little. Like you guys stopped. You guys stopped like a long time ago. Like when I was like 7. No, 6. Yeah. No, 6, 7.
Speaking of spanking, the last time I ever spanked one of the kids was Caleb. Oh 2 or 3 years. No, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago. Because he hit me really hard.
In church, and I remember I felt so bad after doing it. I think I cried like by myself after because it was so like I spanked him really bad, and I said I'll never spank him ever again, or I'll never hit him ever again, and I never have, and I feel like I'm a little mixed with spanking and hitting kids because I don't know. I feel like there's a lot better ways to discipline. I'm not saying neither because I really don't know. To this day, like this parenting podcast is to guide parents from my mistakes, but that doesn't mean I have it all figured out. I feel like I still don't know really the answer to that. Like I wouldn't do whips or what do you call that? Switches? So that one with the twig, with like the branch. Switch? Is that a switch? Oh, switch. I don't know. This is called the switch. Like I don't believe in that. I don't believe in belts really, which I did spank Caleb with a belt that day, and I really don't want to do that anymore. Or I don't think parents should do that. Maybe a light, like when they're younger, a light tap on the butt. But for now, that's my viewpoint.
No, I don't think you should ever do it because that's like
traumatizing.
Yeah, it actually is traumatizing.
Are you traumatized from the spankings I gave you?
No, I'm not traumatized.
All right then.
No, but I'm just saying like it could be because like a lot of parents' response is like hitting. I know. Like even when people like, I've had friends where like they tell me like their parents hit them. So.
I know. Oh yeah, that's bad when you're getting hit at 16, 17 years old. Like what the heck? Like they're big.
No, that's
I don't think I could see myself hitting you or Caleb or like you guys are grown. I think there's better consequences.
Yeah.
But I grew up without a father. I remember my father beating my brothers all the time. So like I guess that's what I knew, but I didn't know how to be a father. So I was a father with your mom at like 25, 26 years old. And then like until now I'm 46. So like for 20 some odd years, and you learn and you grow. So like I definitely made 1,000,001 mistakes on discipline, but I feel like there's got to be consequences, but it doesn't have to be hitting. I don't think Hey, and you guys out there, comment. I left the comments field. I think we only got like 1 or 2 comments last time, but comment on what you feel, and there's no, I don't know. I think it's personal choice. I think it's opinion. I feel like you see the stuff on Instagram or Facebook, and like, hey, my parents hit me. Look, I turned out well. And some people are like so anti-hitting. So I really don't know, but I know that consequences are definitely important for a child. So back to Taylor when she was like in her puberty days. I remember how many times did I take your phone away? Probably a lot. I think that's like your lifeline,
No,
taking the
but
phone away.
no. But I don't think you did it like you only take my phone away when you're really mad. Like you would never just take my phone away
Just
when
to
you
take it
get a
away.
little mad.
Yeah.
Because when you get a little mad, you're just like go to your room or like
Not talk to you.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
I changed
only
a
when
lot.
you get really really mad. And I remember that was like when we first got here to Colombia. You
Yeah.
took my phone away.
I think for me, I think I learned a lot from my first child, Maddie, and even going to Ava, like yelling and screaming. I used to be such a big yeller, yelling in the kid's face. That's probably worse than hitting. Yelling in someone, a little kid's face when you're a big, daunting man and you're like, that's traumatizing. I'm sure Maddie
Yeah, that is.
could probably
I
attest to
don't.
that and say, like, that really probably
Yeah, and
messed her up.
especially because Maddie's super sensitive, like
It's
I
not,
am.
and it's not just Maddie. I just think, like, for any child,
No, like
like
when
me,
you're
like,
someone really sensitive, no, like all the sensitive people out there, you don't like when people like raise your voice at you because it's like makes you feel
true.
so bad. I know how it feels because I'm super sensitive. I don't like when people yell at me or raise their voice at me.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that.
Yeah. So, like, that's terrible. I think
Yeah.
that's probably for me worse. I would say to you parents out there, since we're doing parenting advice, of course, on this podcast, is is definitely not get it in your kid's face and
Yeah.
yell at them to the top. And no matter how mad you are, I remember even your mom did that once. I mean, it wasn't, but she did it in the car to Maddie, and I think to Ava once too. I don't remember really you getting in trouble that much. And Caleb, I remember yelling at Caleb one time. It was like Father's Day.
Yeah.
It was here in Colombia. I was like so mad. I yelled at him to
No,
the
it was
top.
Mother's Day.
Oh, was it Mother's Day? I thought it was Father's Day too. I think he got in trouble twice.
He
Uh,
gets all the time.
so who out of Maddie, Ava, Taylor, and Caleb, who gets in trouble the most, or who do you remember getting the trouble the most?
Well, when I was younger, I don't really remember you getting in trouble. I mean, getting Maddie in trouble. I mean, Maddie getting in trouble. But you guys always say she was the worst one. Well, not the worst one, but like she would always be getting in trouble. Ava, I remember her getting in trouble when we got here to Colombia, and Caleb, my whole life, literally, Caleb, my whole life. But it wasn't. It's not serious things. Like he just is stupid, so he gets in trouble. But like Ava, say more serious things, so gets. I think Ava, because I don't really remember Maddie.
I would say it's a tie between Maddie and Ava, but no, not really Ava. I think Maddie more little things and Ava more big things. Not to throw
Maddie,
their.
little things.
I mean, it wasn't like a lot of big things. I think it was just little. I think again, I didn't know how to parent, so like everything bothered me instead of just picking my battles. So I think that's something you got to learn as parents. You got to learn how to pick your battles with your kids because not everything's so grave. Like I made everything so big and like blown out of proportion, and I take a lot of accountability on that. And it's definitely my fault. And I'm sure Maddie could attest to it, but like, yeah, Dad, speak it. Come on, tell the truth. You were wrong. Of course, I'll admit it. I was wrong in a lot of the ways I parented. And I'm sure your mom, if she was sitting here next to us, would feel the same way. So
Yeah, and I feel like the things that you had to go through with Maddie and Ava, since like they were the first two, like it has helped
you're
you.
learning. Yeah,
Yeah, it has helped you to like
be better with you.
be better with me and Caleb because if Caleb would be like more grown up and like this would be like way before it would like all be different. I feel like you control yourself sometimes even though you're really mad you just prefer not to speak or you just
Yeah.
like have a different temper like I've seen you change and
So
like be
what am I
better.
working on? Emotional. I know.
Emotional
Every week we gotta
intelligence.
we gotta we gotta
Emotional
we gotta
intelligence.
put a new wave out here called emotional
I'm learning
intelligence
that
improvement.
in school.
Yeah, I don't think we talk about emotional intelligence. I think as a parent, you need to have emotional intelligence, not just with people that bother you or get you upset. I think for your kids, you need to have emotional intelligence and not let your emotions. I remember learning this and saying to my wife and to your mother, saying, "Don't take it personal." I learned it like what they do is not necessarily personal against you. It's just the way they are or what they're going through. And
Yeah.
that's helped me a lot to kind of just like, okay, it's not personal. Like I took everything personal when Maddie was my first child. So I took everything personal. But then I realized a lot of those things was not personal towards me because I know Maddie loves me and I love you, Maddie. Shout out to Maddie. But I know that I didn't feel that way at the time. But now knowing as a parent, like it's not personal, and a lot of things that Eva or you or Maddie or Caleb do, it's not personal. It's just who you are, what you do. Like I feel like when I get mad at you guys, it's not personal. Like I'm just mad. It's not like I personally really feel that way. Sometimes I'll say things. I know I said a lot of out of pocket stuff to Maddie that I had to apologize to her because I know I meant it. I didn't mean it, and I thought I meant it at the moment, but I didn't really mean that. Like I said some crazy stuff, and that's when emotional intelligence should have been used. As a parent. So I think parents have to take accountability on the way you treat and you raise your kids as far as discipline goes, because sometimes we're like, oh, I'm your parent, I say so just because I'm your parent. That's not really helpful to kids. Kids are like, and you're wrong. So, and to realize sometimes when you're wrong, it's just okay to tell your kid, I'm sorry. I think one thing that Maddie can always say is like, I apologize for the things that I know I was wrong. Like I just didn't let it.
Yeah.
And if
I remember,
Go
I
ahead.
remember one time, you yelled at me. This was in the Manderville house. You yelled at me, I think, because like you were like stressed out, and like I think I spilled something on you. I don't remember what it was, and like you yelled at me, and I got in trouble. And then you said sorry to me after, and I felt so sad. Like not sad, but like I felt like weird because every time I got in trouble, he would never say I'm sorry after. Like I think that was like the first time he said like
Yeah.
I'm sorry for yelling at you. So it was like, wait, what? I think it made me feel way better because I felt so upset when I got in trouble.
Right
And
there, right there,
it's
like that's
really important to say sorry to your children, even if you are right. Like I think yelling at them and like the whole like fighting stuff, it's just like not the right way. And to fix things is just saying sorry and talking it out.
So what's your preferred method if you ever got in trouble? What's your preferred method?
I mean, I think every action has their consequences. One thing I don't like is taking your phone away because when you get in trouble, the one thing you want to do is like talk to somebody else. Like when I get in trouble, I want to talk to my friend. Like I need to call my friend and like just say what I'm feeling, right?
By the way, this is a dollar cup. The whole world can say this is a dollar cup.
But when my parents take my phone away and I'm upset, I just have to stay in my room looking at the ceiling and just crying, putting my face in the pillow and not screaming so my parents don't hear me. So I don't think that's like the right way to do. I don't think spanking is either.
But I think that for me, I take your phone away because that's your lifeline, and I don't want you to be like on TikTok, Instagram, talking to your friends and be like, and not think about what you did. That's the way I
You see
reason
it?
with that.
You
Huh?
see it that way?
That's the way I see it. Yeah,
Oh.
but for me, taking your phone away is like it's just a privilege to have a phone. Number one, it's not a necessity. Like kids these days think like I have to have a phone. No, it's a privilege. It's a luxury. Even for me, I don't have to have a phone. I really don't, but it's a luxury. I lived with a phone without a phone for the first 16, 17, 18 years. I think I got a phone at 19. 19 years of my life, I didn't have a phone. I had a beeper. Shout out to the beeper rememberers, like all the beepers. You're probably like, what's a beeper? One day I'll show you on
Isn't
Google.
it like the
Little beep, 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 and then the number shows, and then you call, hey, what's up, man? Or you could do like, hello,
You're so
143,
old, bro.
143,
You're
143,
so
I
old.
love you, I love
That's
you.
why I say BC.
You know what's funny? Like you need to step up your like messing with your dad game. Like I feel like you're too nice. Comment is Taylor too nice without Ava because we miss Ava.
He was telling me in the car. Wait, was it in the car?
Yeah, I was like,
We were in the car, and he said I was being too nice in the podcast, and I was like, well,
Ava's
it's
not here.
different because Ava's not here. So when I have someone to make fun with, like I make
it's
fun
funner.
I make fun of her.
It's more
of
fun.
everyone with her. So like,
Yeah, that's
I can't
true.
do it by myself.
Yeah, we really
Because,
miss
like,
Ava. We're gonna get Ava back soon in 2
Yeah.
months. We're taping this in March.
Yeah.
Middle of March.
March 8th.
So yeah, she comes back in like a month and like 3 weeks. So she'll be here. I know. And we
Really?
Yeah, like April 30th. She's coming. April or May 1st.
Comment down if you miss Ava.
Comment. I said comment.
Comment.
Comment. Is it comment?
Comment.
Like identity.
Identity.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyways,
I like how we get sidetracked. So we were talking about like taking your phone away. That's how I look at it. It's like, what can I do without hitting or screaming at a kid? At you guys. So I think there's, I don't know, parents out there, if you're watching this, comment on What else do you guys do to discipline and give your kids consequences?
I think
Because
another thing, something I don't like when, let's say, I get in a fight with mom because she's either tired, I
oh
have
god,
an attitude, or we're just both cranky.
or both on your period.
Both on our period, so we're just not having the best day. So let's say I'm just in my room. My room's dirty.
Yeah.
She comes in my room. She's like, and then because she's gonna, let's say, take something from my bathroom. Okay, she sees my room dirty, and it's, let's say, 45-minute lecture. And since I have like bad eyes, I've never said this to anyone. Since I have bad eyes, when I look at something for like a really long time, their face like starts to blur. Like everything starts to blur, right? So when I look at mom and she's talking to me for a long time, I can't be like looking the other way because I think that's disrespectful. So
And your
like
mom hates that, by the way. So me and your mom fight. She wants me to
no, yeah,
look at her in the eye, and I
yeah,
never
because
do
she
because
always
I'm
go like
always
this.
mad.
So I always look at her. So then I start seeing her face like weird. Then my eyes hurt. Then my eyes start like burning, right? And then
It's
I'm
called
like,
something. It's called something. It's called blinking. Duh.
I do blink, but it's just blurry because I'm looking at her for such a long
Blink,
time.
bro, so your eyes don't burn.
Anyways, so when we're fighting, she's there 45 minutes, like yelling at me. So it's first my room, and then it's what else? I want to go out all the time, or that I just have nothing organized. That I just like don't take care of my stuff, or I take her stuff.
Well, that's true. You're very messy.
And then I'm like, okay, mom, it's fine. And then she comes in the kitchen and starts talking to herself for about an hour, just in the kitchen, putting the dish away. I can't freaking like, oh my gosh. And then I'm just listening to my room, which is
And you start crying.
I actually start laughing sometimes because she
Really?
just talks. She just keeps going.
Oh my gosh, your mom's gonna watch this.
She keeps going in the kitchen, and you do that too sometimes though. But me and my dad never fight. We never fight that. Like I don't remember like a recent fight. Like just sometimes when like
you get mad at me, but I think for like a minute, and then you're like, I love you, Daddy.
I don't like fighting with you. I don't know. But
when you were 12, 13, you were kind of mean to me. But
I don't remember when I was 12, 13.
Because you were growing, so your brain probably doesn't remember it.
I promise you, I don't remember when. Like, how was I mean to you? Like, in what ways? What did I mean?
I don't know. You were just like dismissive, kind of like, who cares about my dad? I just care about boys. I just want to go out.
You missed me
At that time, yeah. Now I still miss you, but now you're not like that. So I don't.
Well, which house was that in? The first one or in the second one?
Laureles, 2th floor.
Guys.
Brown, everything brown. Doodle brown.
2 floors.
Everything doodle brown.
Freaking, that was like an old base. I literally. Let's not talk about that house.
So anyway, so yeah, we don't really fight. But so okay. So what don't you like about that? So speak it. So what don't you like about that? Like what?
Like what
you were talking about your mom. Like you don't want her to go on and on and on.
I don't like when parents have something personal and they're stressed or they're tired or they're going through something and they take it on their kid, because I know every parent has done it, and it's normal. Like, we're humans. I even do that with my parents when I'm upset, and I just
you act different. Yeah, you act like,
and
sassy.
It's okay. But I think since we're children, since we're the kids, they think that it's okay. So because the kids can't say anything, I don't say anything when I'm getting in trouble. I don't respond because I don't dare to respond.
I think I've grown in that area. I think I used to do that a lot, especially like driving an hour to work, an hour back, just stressing from my job. I used to do that and take it out on you guys a lot, even on your mom.
Yeah.
So I definitely worked on that. So, I think your mom is probably not even close to the way I was. Your mom's probably once in a billion years she does that. She doesn't do it often. I used to do that often. I think we've learned not to do that, not to take our personal stress and like madness into our kids' lives, So, because it does affect you. It's like, why are you taking it out on me?
Yeah, like.
I feel like you guys do that too, though, as kids.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just like, I think since parents like know that the kids can't respond because it's like, oh, like you were saying earlier, like because I'm the parent, I say I am telling you to do this, like blah blah blah. So they think they have more authority, but like it's not fair. Like for me, at least, I think. Like even my friends tell me like stories like why the parents get mad at them because they're just stressed about other things, and I just feel like a lot of you out there, I know you're working on it. Like I've seen your change. I've seen the way you've been better. And
Yeah, come on, give me some praise, girl.
okay, when you do that, like no.
That's cringy.
Yeah, Dad.
Stop.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank
Like
you.
all the parents out there, I think you just have to think about what your kid is going through, because a lot of parents like have a lot of going on, but what about your like your kid?
I know. I think that's a very good point. I think, like I said, like you really gotta try to master your emotions because
Yeah,
there's, I learned there's
emotional intelligence.
emotional intelligence. I feel like intelligence is not just like being smart in school or in the street or whatever, certain areas, but like emotional intelligence really, really helps you in life because a lot you can avoid a lot of problems not only with your kids but with people. So, but especially with your kids. So, like, if you can, I wish I would have known this as a young 25, 26-year-old father going into my 30s and now into my 40s. It's like, man, how many fights I would have not, number one, for Maddie, Eva, with people, with your mom, like, man, just emotional intelligence, like to really understand, like, because emotional intelligence is really just knowing that your emotions sometimes are they're real. Emotions are real, but like you don't act off of your emotions.
Yeah.
You have to really assess. Emotional intelligence is really assessing what it is,
knowing how to control,
not assuming, knowing how to control your emotion, not going off the fact that you're mad, really taking a deep breath, really taking some time sometimes. Like, I remember I had to take some time because I had some issues. Just taking that 2 month, 1 month, 1.5 month of just not dealing with it because I knew I would have said something really bad because I was so mad. Like that helped me. So I think same thing with kids and parenting. It's really important to just really, really be mindful of, hey, does this really have to do something with them or is this something to do with me personally? What's going on?
Yeah.
Bad day at work, people, my boss yelling at me, money problems. A lot of parents. I think this is a good segue. Is like a lot of parents.
Colombia.
Yeah, a lot of parents. I think it's they go through a lot that kids don't know. Like you won't know that I worry about money. I worry about your safety. I worry about the people you interact with. I worry about your school. I worry about how are you doing. I worry about your happiness. I worry about your mental, sanity. I worry about your mom. I worry about this and that. Worrying about other people. I worry about the foundation. I worry about church. I worry about who I am as a person, my identity. So there's a lot of things we worry about, and then sometimes are we are we projecting that to our kids and saying like my worries, my insecurities is like now I'm going to be mad at you because I can't deal with those. I'm having a hard time dealing with those things. And I think you guys do the same thing. When you guys go to school and speak on that since
like when you get home, you just want to like, especially at this age, you just want to go into your room and just like lay down on your phone because it's like so much things, school, society, the internet, like everything is just like
comparison, identity.
Yeah, comparison, everything is just like eating you alive, and you don't know what else to do. So when your parents like start taking out everything, well, I'm not saying you guys, but I'm saying the people out there, like if you are one of those, and your parents just take it out all on you, then it's like another, what do you say? How do you say it? Like
another stress.
Yeah, like another stress, something you have to carry. It's just like really, it's a lot. Like because just like you parents think about like worry about other people, your kids, your work, money, like it's not the same thing.
But
like for kids, you also have worries. What people think about you, how you dress, how to
they might love, they might not love, they might like, they might not like.
Especially like as a girl, you just want to feel loved. When you don't feel that, when you feel like you don't have that type of love, you're gonna be stressed out trying to find something, trying to find a boyfriend, trying to have friends, trying to fit in, like all that stuff.
Good point. So how do we bridge that gap of not taking it out on the kids and the parent, and the kids not taking it on the parents sometimes?
I think it's just everything, talking it out like we always do. Like when I get home from school, like, oh Taylor, how was your day from school? And the kids also, like, it's not always the parents' fault, because a lot of kids just like good dad and go to the room. Like your parents aren't gonna be like, they can't guess how you feel. They can't guess what you're going through. So obviously you have to talk it out And parents too, like when you're not having a good day, just say, "Hey, I'm not having a good day, or my head hurts, or I'm stressed
Or I don't
out.
feel good.
Like I don't feel good, so like I'm
Like
sorry if I wasn't the nicest to you, or if I'm not talking to you, or if I'm a certain type of way because
I remember for Kayla's birthday, you looked so worried, but like also kind of like perturbed in a way
what?
because I wasn't my normal chipper self because I had a stomach ache, remember? And I was like in pain, and you were like, "What's wrong with my freaking dad?" Like he's so like I was not in a good mood. I was just like I want to go home, and it was
Yeah.
you're like it's Kayla's birthday. I'm like yeah I know, but you guys can celebrate without me. But I'm like I just need to go home and lay down on my stomach. My stomach hurts so bad. So I think that it also you guys like as kids have to like kind of respect like sometimes your parents aren't and always gonna be like I'm always trying to 95% of the time I'm chipper, I'm joyful,
Yeah, and
joking
it
around.
was like really weird that day because like
It was Kayla's birthday and I felt bad, but like I couldn't help it. My stomach really hurt. But like those things affect like okay, so that was a physical pain. Sometimes we have mental stresses, spiritual stresses, like so yeah, how do we bridge that up? Just talking? What else? Anything else?
communication, always communication.
Okay. So
What
like
else?
so I know we're talking about discipline and consequences. So like do you think we should talk like do you think family should talk about like hey as a child as a teen hey I really didn't like the fact that you took my phone away for such a long time. I don't think it was warranted. Like for example if I took your phone for 2 weeks that's way too long, right, in your mind?
I mean,
Which I've taken yeah I think I've taken Maddie's phone for a month as she reminded me one time.
2 weeks. I mean, I
A
don't
month.
think it's really like the phone. I don't think it's really a big deal. Like when you do something, there's gonna be consequences. I mean, like I wouldn't really if you took my phone away for a year. I'm not gonna like
That's a
say
long time though, a year.
I'm not gonna say you took my phone away from me for a year. Like
That's a long time.
it's a long time. I don't think I would say that to you.
I think you would absolutely.
You think
After
I
the
would?
first week, you'd be like, "Dad, can I have my phone back?"
No,
And
I've never asked
say,
you for my phone
and I
back.
say no, and then
I've never asked you for my phone back.
Heck yeah, you would be like, "Bro, it's been a week. When are you giving my phone back?" Heck yeah, because you're a phone
You only
lover.
took my phone for a week for one thing that I did. Really bad.
Whatever. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is like, what I'm trying to get at is like, should you talk to your parents and be like, "Hey, this is how I feel about you either spanking me, you getting in my face and yelling."
Communication.
Yeah, communication. But I'm saying like, so
yeah,
parents,
like,
do you guys do that?
I don't like the way you handled the situation because it made me feel like this, and that, and the parents could say, I did it because this and that. And also a lot of the times that like let's say what you were saying earlier that you saw your dad always beating up your brother. So like what other example did you have? Like when you had Maddie, you didn't know what else to do. You didn't know.
And I didn't grow up with a father.
You
after
didn't
6.
have a father. You didn't know how to be that example for her.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the parents also have to talk like to their kids about that because they don't know any better. They don't know why you're acting that way, the reason why. And I think it was important. Like I'm not saying Maddie like she deserves all of that, but you have to go through that to be the person you are now and to be able to grow.
I mean, yeah. I think I posted this on Instagram the other day. It was like your failures are like they plant seeds for your future success. You know, like.
Oh my god, I just saw that earlier.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
You better like it.
Girl only had 2 likes.
I don't care. If 2 people like it, that means 2 people like it. 2?
Which one was me?
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is like, I think it's important. It's kind of boring because every episode I say communicate, but communication is the most important thing. And I think it's so hard to do as a parent to talk about, oh, I spanked you, or I took your phone away, or I got in your face and say sorry and talk about it. Nobody wants to have any hard conversations. Nobody. You know, even if like your kid takes drugs and they need to be disciplined, or if they got caught doing crazy things with the boyfriend, girlfriend, or they got caught sneaking out, or they got caught doing this, doing that, like, or they're just doing this blatantly, or they got in trouble in school. That's not a conversation a parent and a kid want to have. It's like, leave me alone. Or for the kid, it's like, leave me alone. For the parents, like, I don't want to have to do this. This is uncomfortable for me.
They just like say you can't do this, and it makes the kid want to do it more.
Like with no explanation, no reasoning, no
just like no
conversation.
I'm taking your phone away.
Because I'm your parent. Like remember when I said that earlier in the podcast? Like, oh, just because I'm your parent, I think you have to give, not that their owed reason to. I feel like it's just to explain. I think when you explain things as a whole to people, it's like there's a reason. If you can explain reason, like this is the reason why I did this, then you can get to the agreement part or the disagreement part. And when you get to the disagreement and agreement part, as long as you're civil and you use your emotional intelligence and not flip off the handle, you could then come to an agreement to the disagreement.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, well, this is the way I'm going to do it because I am your parent, but I want to know this is where I'm coming from. You may say I disagree, but okay, you're the parent. I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But instead of like, just do it because I say so, or I'm doing it because I'm your parent. That's it. Like, what's the reason? Mm-hmm. You may not like my reasoning, but this is it. Or you could say, you know what? I understand my parents' reasoning. I agree. They should have done that. I think there's times when you were like, yeah, I understand what I did was wrong. And when you've got in trouble, you're like, yeah, I deserve it.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like I've been really light with you.
It's because
you did stuff last year. I was like, or 2 years. Was that 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago.
And I was like, man, I should have been a little bit hard. But then I realized it's like, everybody makes mistakes. I think also like as parents, this is really important. Is to like, kids will be kids. Teens will be teens.
Yeah.
They are not perfect. Look in the mirror, parents. You are not perfect. You probably did worse. I bet one of the we get teams here. Shout out to the Bidings. They bring teams here. They brought this girl one time and she was talking about her. She was talking to her son and she's like, how her son was being like this and she's like, bro, like I've probably done worse. Don't try to like get one over me because I've probably done it all. And I feel like parents, we've probably done worse things than our kids. So let's not act like, let's keep it real. Let's not be fake, man. Let's not act like we goody two shoes. I've never done this. I've never done that. Like we've done worse. And we're trying to crucify our kids for doing like a smidgen of what we did as a kid.
But I think it's also because the parents don't want.
Of course, but also it goes hand in hand, right? Like, of course, we don't want our kids to suffer, get hurt. You're trying to protect them, but at the same time, when it does become a heavy-handed, like disposition versus like I'm trying to protect you.
Yeah.
Because like you could be like, sometimes I feel like I wanted to protect you guys so much and not get you guys. Like I love you guys so much. I always told Maddie this and Ava and you and Caleb, like I love you guys so much. I don't want you guys to get hurt. So sometimes like your mom would be like, yo, she fell. Why are you yelling at her? Because I'm like, I don't want her to get hurt. But she's like, yeah, but you're yelling and she just fell. I'm like, you're right. But
when was that?
That was with either Maddie or Ava. Like I would do it a lot of times. Like, why? Like I told you to stop running. Why are you running? See, you fell because I didn't want to see them hurt. So it was like the opposite. It was like I was doing something bad to them because I love them so much. So sometimes that happens, parents. Keep it real. Comment, bro. Keep it real.
So, communication. What else? What else do you think?
I just think like in today's day and age, it's like it's hard to talk to kids because of just. It's just hard to talk to kids because they're so distracted. I feel like the distraction is also like, okay, so you have internet, you have social media, you have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, blah, 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 right? Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. Probably said that already. But so the kids are distracted. So their mind is on a million and one things. Other than like when I was growing up, it was like either my beeper, my cell phone, and the TV. So now you have like, I never read books until now. So like I usually listen to music, watch TV, go on the phone. So I have 3 things I could do. So my mom would have my ear. So she'd be like, hey, let me talk to you. Nowadays, it's like, I'm talking to you, Caleb. Sometimes you guys are like, yes, Dad? Like you guys are looking at the phone. So I think distraction also is a very big part of how things kind of like separate communication. So I think sometimes if you could realize that your kids are really being distracted with things that are not supposed to be distracting them, they're supposed to just be like like I said, like a luxury, like a privilege. Like Instagram and like TikTok, that's a privilege for you guys. It shouldn't be that's part of your life. So that's just the one thing I want to tell your parents, like keep an eye on those things that distract your kids. Yeah. Because that's going to stop them from wanting to talk to you. So, all right, discipline, consequence, any last...
You said it all. You said it all. You said it all.
So, guys, comment things on what you agree with, what you disagree with. I'm just going to summarize, like, communicate, talk, don't be so heavy-handed. Remember where you came from. But also, I know you have the best interests of your kids. But your kids love you, and kids out there, your parents love you too, man. I want to remind you, I love you so much that I want to take care of you. I love you, Daddy. I love you, your sisters, Maddie, Ava, your brother, Caleb. As a parent, I really, really believe I tried my hardest to do the best I can, disciplining and making sure that you learn from your mistakes, but also so you can be better, So with that said, if you have any comments, questions, hit us up.
I'm gonna try and do a Q&A on Instagram.
Yeah, do a Q&A on Instagram. Go ahead, Tay.
So you guys can put questions, and we could respond to them in the podcast. So
yeah, we love that you guys keep still watching.
And even the people that watch only like a little part, like thank you.
Yeah, even if it's a little part,
watch the whole thing.
You don't want to watch the whole thing, and you busy. I get it.
Or just have you been posting it on Spotify?
No.
People, well,
because I don't know how. I haven't because I don't know how to.
The old ones you can just listen on Spotify while you're walking, or
you can do that on YouTube too.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying like.
I know.
You're not gonna have your phone out.
Yeah, that's true. No, but I think Andy. Shout out to Andy, best tattoo artist in the world. He does that. He did Spotify, but I haven't. Andy, I'm sorry, I haven't done Spotify. But anyway, we love you guys. Thank you guys for watching another episode. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.